is this? Tabletop Island, huh? Let's see what this is all about.
All they had to do is get to the cookies.
I'm a bug, he's a bug, she's a bug, and we're all bugs, eh? I'm a bug, she's a bug, he's a bug, and we're all bugs, eh? I'm a bug, she's a bug, he's a bug. Run! Whoa, not like this! Really? It wasn't enough to just squish me, but you had to brand me with your logo? Real disrespectful. Slow and steady wins the race. 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 Slow and steady. I'ma dunk those cookies in a cold one for you guys. No. I just need. Oh no. My neck is on fire. Oh no.
Welcome to Tabletop Island. I'm Bernardo, your host, and today we're going to be talking about the board game Splat. It is a vintage game that came out in 1990. This game is another cool one because it involves Play-Doh, much like the other game, Grape Escape. This one is a little bit different. I think the mechanisms itself are a lot cooler, like a mechanism that you use to create the little bugs is pretty cool. It's like this cool bug contraption. And then you got the little hands that come down to smush it. It's more focused on, I guess, you doing the splatting rather than the big mechanisms, much like Grape Escape. I very much like Grape Escape, and I do like this one too. And this one's actually pretty cheap. I think I got this game for about $15, which is crazy cheap. If you can find a good deal on it, I do recommend it. I think it's a fantastic game. I think it's fun for the whole family. So the goal is you roll the die, you move around, and if you land on a splat marker on the board, then you take one of the cards, you draw it, and if it ends up being that color, then if there's a bug on that color tile, then you take the hand and you smush that bug. Now it could be your opponent's, but it could also be yours. So that's kind of what makes it a little bit fun. It's a lot more random. I think that is pretty cool. I have a feeling that will show up a lot more often than not, and the thing I like the most is, one, you can make the pieces a lot easier than Grape Escape, and two, it is a part of the board with them being squished. So like, let's say you get splatted on one of the boards there, then that remains there. So you have another bug and you go around, and if you have to land on that spot, you go one ahead of it, so it's constantly on the board. So if you keep getting splats, you might get a whole bunch to where you're jumping halfway across the board. So it's pretty cool that is incorporated in the game itself. I'm very much of a fan of it. It's a very simple game. There isn't too much to talk about. I think the like little squishers or the splat hands that come with it are fantastic. I'm a little confused why they give you two, but I mean, I guess I'm not complaining. The more you get, I guess. And of course the Play-Doh, it's so unique to see Play-Doh being used as a game piece, and the fact that it getting smushed is a part of the game. I like that a lot, and I'm very surprised that concept hasn't been used recently. I think the idea of utilizing a game piece that is perishable and has to do with the mechanic is, I don't know, fun. Something satisfying about squishing. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. I think the bug idea is a lot less violent than Grape Escape because splatting bugs is pretty common, and that doesn't seem to be too gross or too extreme for minors. I'm very much of a fan of family games, and this does fit that very well. If you can get a good deal on it, I do recommend getting it. Again, there's very few vintage games I'll review that have a good price and are worth getting. I don't mind this one. If this is up your alley, it might be worth getting. But honestly, that is all I have for you guys. It's a very basic game here. But again, I do appreciate any feedback. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to make these commercials more and more outrageous. If you're interested in notifications, there's a little bell up there somewhere. You'll be notified when my new videos come out. Monday, I do my regular board game reviews. Wednesday is my weekly update/talks. And then on Friday is my vintage board game reviews. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.